Holocaust Memories Never Forget. A Gentile baby boomer's painful journey into the Shoah. Section 6. Brutalste Gewalt. Brutal Violence. Part 24. From the 1st of January 1943 until the end of the war, May 1945. Here are more Holocaust and war-related events that took place in early 1944. In the spring of 1944, President Roosevelt issued a statement condemning all crimes against humanity which were being perpetrated by the Germans, Japanese, and their allies. Between the 27th and 28th of March in the Kovno ghetto, the SS instituted the Children's Action, Kinderaktion, during which 1,300 Jewish children were murdered. By mid-July, the Kovno ghetto was completely liquidated. On the 10th of April, two Slovakian Jews named Rudolf Vrba and Alfred Wetzler escaped from Auschwitz with help from the camp underground, which was a group of prisoners desperate to find a way of getting eyewitnesses out who could testify to the Nazis' heinous crimes. The most important aid the men received was a cavity that some workers had formed inside a large load of wood that was sitting outside the camp perimeter, and within which they could secretly hide before work crews re-entered the gate. After dousing themselves and pouches of tobacco with gasoline to throw off the bloodhounds, Vrba and Wetzler remained inside the woodpile for 3 days, which was the standard length of time the SS spent searching for escapees. When the time came to leave on foot, their limbs were so weak and blood-starved that they could barely stand, and it took several days before they could walk normally. During their arduous journey south, they traveled on foot at night until reaching Slovakia, where members of the Slovak Jewish Council helped them. The most significant outcome of their escape was the Vrba-Wetzler report, in which they gave an accurate description of the camp, its operation, its general layout, the location of gas chambers and crematoria, their estimate of how many people had been killed in the camp since their arrival in 1942, and other details which only prisoners would have known. On the 5th of April, Siegfried Lederer, a Jewish Czech prisoner, escaped Auschwitz disguised as an SS soldier, aided by an SS sergeant who was bitterly against the mass murder of Jews. They made it to Czechoslovakia and did their best to warn Jews what they had witnessed, but nothing came of their efforts. On the 27th of May, two other prisoners, Arnost Rosen and Czeslaw Moravich, also escaped Auschwitz and made it to Slovakia, where they met with the same Jewish council leaders as Vrba and Wetzler. Not only did they confirm the information the other two escapees had given them, but advised the council that 100,000 or more Hungarian Jews had been gassed to death at Auschwitz just in the last month. Both the Vrba-Wetzler report and the Rosen-Moravich report reached the Allies and were published in various nations, but Allied leaders decided that bombing concentration camps was a waste of valuable aircraft and lives. Instead, they would continue bombing German cities, airfields, armament factories, and oil production facilities in hope of crushing Germany's will, as well as her ability, to keep waging war. On the 2nd of April, near the town of Ascq, France, a group of French resistance fighters disrupted German military rail service by exploding a device under a passing Waffen-SS train where 3 rail lines came together. In retaliation, the SS commander arrested 86 French men living near the site of the explosion and had them executed. Although several of the officers and men involved in this massacre were sentenced to death after the war, none were hanged, and most were released after a few years in prison.